What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. It's a somber day today because me and Sil were this close to Maui. Sil, how are you feeling, buddy? How are you taking it? I see you look like you're crying.
A little bit, man. Wear my opening day shirt for the Red Sox 2021. It's over on that side. Not going to Maui. You just had to talk about that. That's why I'm crying. Yeah.
Yeah, so
rough weekend.
Yeah, so the Final Four happened. Of course, that's really the big news to talk about. Baseball's just getting started. The basketball's in the swing of things. So I think Seal's already done with basketball, right? Or are they still shooting for a 10 seed so they can get into that play-in?
Yeah, we're pushing for the play-in. Apparently, since we were only able to get rid of one person, that being JaVale McGee,
right?
And then doing buyouts and shit. Tayshaun still hasn't hit the floor, I don't think. So why we let Kevin Porter Jr. slide with a tantrum is still beyond me. Everything coming out. What's his name? Kobe Altman. Our GM came out saying that he's pushing and doing everything he can to get us into the playoffs. Yeah, I think that was just his reasoning for buying out Andre instead of just sticking around with him for the rest of the season. Right. We're going to end up picking up some old person, probably a small forward here soon. Maybe Vince will come out as the 3.
If he goes anywhere, he's going to Nets, get that ring finally.
Oh, yeah.
The Suns are looking fine. We're only 2.5 games back now because Utah lost last night. So just cruising. Lakers suck without LeBron, which is awesome. And the Clippers are hit or miss. But Denver, let's talk about college first because college is over. Yeah. College is finalized. The Final Four and the championship happened just over the weekend. And the Final Four started out with Baylor just absolutely dominating Houston. We talked about this on the podcast. Houston had not faced a single-digit seed the entire tournament. Were they real? Were they not real? We both said they were real. We both thought they were real. But we also were picking with our Maui, or what we thought was our Maui. And Baylor ended up crushing them. But that's exactly what we expected. I mean, we kind of talked about it on the pod. We wanted Houston to win, but we didn't expect it.
Yeah, no, not at all. And after that Houston-Baylor game, and then you see UCLA almost pull it off besides the Suggs walk-off 3 from
that was a hell of a game
inside of half court. Dude, that game was insane. Like, that's one of those games, for about 80% in March Madness, you can watch the last 3 minutes and catch all the action. But in games like that, it's freaking Tyson versus Ali, just legendary haymaker after haymaker. And
I was actually watching in a bar, by the way. California's trying to open back up. I was watching it, yeah. There was nobody at the bar but me and Courtney. But
waiting on my lift. And that was right after our epic Rocket League run, so the neighbors definitely hated me because I went nuts. I was losing my shit. But you had to expect, all right, Baylor's probably going to be able to come out on fire, and they just came out from the get-go and dominated that game. I do want to shout out Nembhard, though. It seemed like, not Scott Drew, that was the winner. The old guy that's been
Mark
on that.
Few.
Yeah, Few. He went to Nembhard. He kept the ball in Nembhard's hand when he was trying to come back and really get plays going around him distributing the ball. And I really liked that, but I also feel like that might have been a little bit of the like Suggs, when he got the ball, he was more of a spot-up shooter, not really playing off the dribble like he had been doing all season long, and how he got that dagger to go in.
Yeah.
We're running it up the court off the dribble, really being able to get into a motion instead of just spotting up shooting like he was trying to do the whole game and get back into it. And I feel like that was a little bit of a knock on them, and that wasn't going to help them get back into it. But there wasn't anything Baylor was going to let them do to get back into it. It was just pure, utter dominance.
Gonzaga made a couple runs so that they brought it up to 10 at halftime. And then, like you said, right after halftime, Baylor just crushed it back up to 20. Then Gonzaga brought it all the way back to 8, and then 17 again. It was just anytime Gonzaga thought they were knocking on the door, Baylor would just put it down. And what I really noticed is they were just grabbing offensive rebounds. I don't know what the final number was, but it looked like Timmy and Kispert weren't even trying to get boards, at least early on in the game. They were switching on everything, And Scott Drew had a perfect game plan for them switching on everything. What, do we have breaking news?
No, the rebounds was 34-17, 14 offensive rebounds towards Baylor, 1 for Gonzaga.
Well, so my eyes
they
didn't
almost
deceive me.
out-rebounded them total, on the offensive side.
Yeah, like they were switching on everything, which brought Timmy out on Davion Mitchell. And so when Mitchell shot, if he did miss, which didn't happen all that often, then Vital and Thamba, who wasn't playing amazing, but Vital was able to grab a bunch of those offensive rebounds and kick it back out. So it was just a domination. Do you think that tough game against UCLA just tired out Gonzaga? Because Baylor didn't even have to work against Houston, really.
Yeah, for sure. And it was a quick turnaround, right? Saturday to Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, they only had the day off. And, that absolutely had something to do with it. Those type of games, that's a lot of emotion out of it. Like we saw Stanford, Arizona, the girl from Arizona, right after she missed that ball, just total tears.
Oh, that was South Carolina in the Final Four?
No, that was Arizona.
Well, they both missed, but the one in South Carolina was way more of a tears moment. But
the girl in Arizona should have passed the ball off with 4 seconds left when she got trapped at the top of the key and then sat there for 2 seconds and then tried some weird fadeaway.
That was the dumbest shot to.
Yeah, but right when she missed, immediate tears. Like, South Carolina, they really flunked that up, but Arizona had no reason to be there.
Right.
And they were doing work and coming into thrilling victories, and
they made UConn look like just a normal team, which is nuts.
They were on the other side of it. So literally, if Suggs doesn't hit that, they go into a second overtime, and who knows what's going to happen. But bam, emotions high. That was the late game. They probably didn't fall asleep until it got over at 11:38 here, I think, is when the game finally ticked out.
And I think Indianapolis is 1 hour behind you guys.
So they probably didn't get any sleep until 2, and then they have to wake up and do practice and all that. They probably went to sleep the night before the game, very tired, very exhausted, and waking up wanting to recover, not playing a national championship game.
Right.
And Baylor was like, we just ran a fucking scrimmage against some AAC team.
Right. That's what it looked like for sure. And that's a knock on Houston, knock on the AAC. It really sucks, but they
Final Four, baby.
Yeah, they still made it to the Final Four. Nobody's going to look at the route that they had to make to get there. They're going to look at who the Final Four teams were, and Houston's there. And they were a 2 seed. So it's not like they were just some shit team that got a lot of good luck.
Hey, they were just traveling on the road they were given, baby.
Exactly. They continued. And Gonzaga's the same way. Gonzaga didn't play anybody, and they still looked really good against everybody. Nobody said the same thing to them. But anyway.
Shout out to Indiana. Talked about the state, but shout out to Indiana. Their record's still there for best record with a win, I think. Best winning percentage with a national championship. Whatever the record Indiana has, it was mentioned. So shout out to them.
Nice. Gonzaga still has to wait to get theirs. I called in our Final Four preview that I thought Scott Drew was the best coach remaining. And I think his game plan against Gonzaga looked that way to me. Few made a lot of great adjustments, by the way. I think he's a great coach. And like you said, giving Nembhard the ball. Suggs was in foul trouble. There was a lot of stuff going on there. He got a few slips from Timmy, which is something they've been doing all year. But that just wasn't working. Scott Drew's game plan was to shut down. He doubled Timmy as soon as he caught it on the low block. So he had to catch it running or it was nothing. He had to kick it back out. So great coaching.
He should have at least 15 shots in that game. And 7 shots in that game.
They were doubling the post.
He just had no time.
Yeah.
No time. It was a good game. And Timmy, I think that game, it sucks they lost, but it still helped his draft stock.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was still able to get in there. He gets blocks. He plays big man basketball, and he can play old school basketball too down in the paint. And he's got a nice little shot.
And he'll probably be a power forward in the NBA, whereas he was a center for them because they just played small. So that'll help him out a lot too.
We'll definitely be hearing about a good 3 or 4 of them guys in the league for years to come.
Oh, absolutely.
And then Baylor, we got all their brothers that are in the league.
Baylor, everyone's draft stock just shot up. I felt like it was Davion Mitchell and nobody else, but then Butler. Actually, no, it was Butler and everybody else. I think Butler won the before all the tournament. He won like the Big 12 Player of the Year or something like that, and he was leading this team. But then when the tournament started, Davion Mitchell turned into the guy, and then Butler, I think, won the most outstanding player of the Final Four, right? So he ended up getting it back. But then Vital and all those guys also. Who's the other? Teague.
Flo Thamba. Great name. Great effort. Big dude.
Yeah, he's got some work to do. I don't think he's a senior. He should be back for sure.
Yeah.
But Butler and Mitchell will be gone.
And I did notice too in college basketball, a lot of the studs on these teams were young freshmen, sophomores. And I don't know how women's basketball works, if they have to do all 4 years or not.
I know that they tend to, at least. I don't know if they have to.
Yeah, so, I mean, and that was exciting to watch. Both men and women's was really exciting. There was a lot of great games. And, just on the men's side, how UCLA was able to make a couple teams look just completely normal, and they looked amazing.
Johnny Juzang's stock just shot through the roof.
So, I mean, the women's side was really exciting, and it doesn't look like
that Ari girl from Arizona, her stock shot through the roof as she outdueled Paige Beckers, however you say her name, the UConn girl that won.
That's that freshman chick,
Naismith Player of the Year and all that stuff. That Ari girl from Arizona shut her down and really dominated that Final Four game, and then played just as well in the Stanford game. The Stanford has like 4 girls that are just really freaking good. And they were number 1 pretty much the whole year. South Carolina has that big girl with the colorful hair, the big colorful dreads. We don't know names. I mean, I only watch the girls when it got to crunch time of the Final Four, because for whatever reason, and I heard a podcast talking about it, they should have played their Final Four in May, or not Final Four, their tournament in May. Like, because I was willing to watch. I wanted to watch. Those games are good. But they were literally the exact same time as the men's game. Luckily, the Final Four and the championship was staggered, so I was able to watch those. But during the tournament, they were the same, and that was just a fail on the NCAA part. But they did have some good games. So shout out to Stanford for taking that game.
Let's go, baby.
Are you watching some sports over
Sox
there?
win. Sox win.
Nice.
Sox win in 12. Let's go.
Well, the Dodgers only needed 9.
No, wild pitch. Woo! JD Martinez doubles.
Dodgers only needed 9. Kershaw looks back. Did you see Bauer get fucked up by David Price? Fucking asshole.
Oh, no, I did not.
Well, not like fought or anything. Trevor Bauer brought a no-no through 6 innings. And because it was opening weekend and because Dave Roberts is Dave Roberts, Bauer didn't get to go much further. And then David Price came in and let in like 6 runs on like 4 hits or something.
Yeah, have fun with that, bro.
I think Bauer still got the win because our offense was doing work, but it sucks for Bauer. But he strutted off, did his like Connor strut. Yeah, fuck David Price, dude. Go back to the COVID. He was. Do we give him his ring for sitting out last year? That's what we should make him do again. It's like, look, we'll give you another ring. Just go back home, dude. We don't need you. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna send his ass back to the Rays. Them
right.
With him.
He was only good for them. I guess he got you guys a ring too, right? But
not really got us a ring. No, he almost fucked it up for us. He definitely fucked it up for us the year before when we should have made it to the big one and the cheaters beat us. Right. But so a little bit on the cheaters banging their cans and getting the buzzers, but at the same time, fuck David Price.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's college basketball. It's over. Congrats to Stanford. Congrats to Baylor. And hopefully UCF and the Gators will be back next year. UCF, spoiler alert, won't be. But hopefully the Gators will be. We'll see if Mike White's back or not.
Go unplug Alexa real quick.
All right. But
that's unstable as shit. NBA.
But shifting to the NBA for just a second, because there's not really a lot of stories, but we were about to bring something up on accident. Not really on accident, just shooting the shit. And that's Denver. Denver is the team I do want to talk about for the NBA. They got Aaron Gordon. He hasn't played tremendously well, but he is showing flashes of greatness, and Jokic is back to doing Jokic things. And this team looks really good again. I think Denver's actually moved up to like 5th place right now. They look really good.
Yeah, and I'm scared. I mean, if it was up to Dwayne Wade, Aaron Gordon would be number 49. But number 50 is looking really good on that team. He really is. He was Orlando, and it looked like the other night Orlando was going to just completely take them out of the stadium. And Aaron Gordon said, no. But let me show you guys what y'all traded up and got rid of because I was frustrated and just sick of losing with you guys. And he really is that dude when he has people around him and he doesn't have to try to do everything at every given moment. Because a lot of people that watch basketball don't really know basketball, and it's a lot when these guys that you're playing's IQ is through the roof. So when you're the only guy on the court and you have to make up for a lot of these guys' mistakes, it takes away from your game. So now he's able to focus on his game and pick his spots, and it's been fun to watch. It really has. Him and Jamal, and then Jokic able to slow it down and run the offense. It's been fun as hell to watch.
Yeah, and I saw a stat, so I'm going to butcher it because I can't find it now. But I believe Jokic passed Wilt Chamberlain for being the youngest player to get to like 120.10 assist games as a center. So, and he's unbelievable. He's the best passer, and now they just got one of the best slashers in the game in Aaron Gordon. So Jamal Murray doesn't have to try to be the slasher and the ball handler because now they have Aaron Gordon being the slasher. So.
Yeah, and those weird passes, he's able to just extend out, and it's just this far away from their fingertips of the defender, and it only bounces like 4 inches off the ground. But Aaron's so long with his arms, he's just right up in transition. Blah, blah.
So I'm definitely scared of them. Scared of Houston, not Houston. Scared of Utah. That's what I meant to say. Scared of Utah. Scared of Denver. Less scared of the 2 LA teams. Obviously, if AD and LeBron get back healthy in the playoffs, it's going to be scary. But I think we can play. I think we need to try to avoid Denver though if they stay down on the bottom half of the thing. I don't think they will though. But your team.
Yeah, if I'm you guys, that's all I'm really scared about right now is Denver.
You think we match up well with Utah? I know we've beaten Utah. We play them again tomorrow, so we'll know. Or Thursday, I think Wednesday or Thursday. So we'll know a lot more. But we beat them by like 30 when we played them. That was their last home loss. Do you think we match up well with them? Or I'm a little worried that Ayton sucks. I still think Ayton's not great. And if Gobert steps up, I'm a little worried.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely the key matchup with Ayton and Gobert. But no, with the point guard, he's fundamentally sound, and he's going to be able to help close those gaps that Ayton tries to give to Utah. And just he'll be able to be smart about it on defense. CP3 is really, really good at peeking inside and creeping inside and covering up those passing lanes to the big men. How he does it at 6'1", I don't know. I used to try to do it on David Hill, who's 6'3". He's only 2 inches taller than me, but his arms were like freaking freakishly long, and he used to always get him and his brother used to just always do them lob passes, and I couldn't even do that over a guy 2 inches taller than me. And CP3 is able to jump up and steal these passes.
But he's going to be having to defend Mitchell because Booker, maybe Miles Bridges or Mikal Bridges, will defend Booker or Mitchell. Because Booker sure as hell ain't going to do it. He's going to go guard the easiest dude that he can find.
Yeah.
Joe Ingles or some shit.
Yeah. But, I didn't even think about that.
If Bridges can guard Mitchell, which he definitely can.
Yeah.
Then CP. If he's on Conley, if he gets put on Conley, then I think it's a wrap. He can take care of Conley.
And Montel Williams is a great coach. So
Montel Williams, he does look like Montel Williams. You're showing your age, bro. Talking about Montel.
No.
Dang, now that's the only name I can think of.
There's kids that are legally allowed to drink now since they were born in 2000. That the only memory of 9/11 that they have is in their textbooks.
Yeah.
We're old.
So what do they have to drink about then? What do they have to drink over?
COVID. This damned old pandemic.
Right.
Gas prices. You don't even know gas prices. They're just at 3. Wait till they get to 4.55. What?
Yeah.
I remember when they were freaking 85 cents and people got pissed off.
I remember
when they got to
99 cents. That's the smallest I remember, or the lowest I remember was 99 cents.
Do you remember when it got to $1.50 and like what was it? It was I think when Bush Jr. got elected. So what was that? 98, 2000,
something like that.
But they like went up for a couple months, and everybody was like $1.50.
Yeah.
Hell no, we're striking on gas, and everybody loaded up on gas and didn't go get gas for like 2 weeks.
I remember that shit.
Yeah,
that was crazy. Dang, now we're like talking about our past. I had a sport that I wanted to talk about, but I wanted to get over with basketball first.
Talk about baseball a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, real quick. So we have a viewer, actually one of our only viewers that ever watches. He's talking about a Panther game that was on the other day, and he said he was sure that we were going to talk about it in hockey. So yeah, just like baseball, hockey's back, and there's you go.
Hockey's been back for a while.
Been back for like 3 weeks now. So yeah.
No, hockey is like on the NBA schedule, bro.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Hockey's getting near to the playoffs.
We did talk about it like 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we talk about it like once a month, so it's probably 3 weeks ago.
Started out 3-0, and then they ended up 3-8, and I haven't watched.
Hey, Red Wings have won like 3 straight. Well, no, we've gotten points in like 3 straight. We lost in overtime the other day.
And it seems like the only time I ever hear about hockey is when the Stars are getting completely blasted, and then their teammates who retaliate end up getting suspended for a couple games. But these guys, did you see that hit on Sid the Kid the other day?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Eddie sends me videos all the time.
Ooh, like holy shit! And you could see, I don't know if the guy had been chirping or what,
I'm sure,
but right when Sid saw him coming, he just, I don't have a oh my god,
yeah,
he knew what was coming.
One of the best players, Austin Matthews, he's a good young player. He threw his helmet at somebody and actually got a fine for it, because you can fight, but you can't like take your helmet off and throw it at somebody.
Yeah, but he can sit there and get checked all game and nothing happen, and tear out his shoulder and have to get it put in the socket 10 times a game and have 5 years taken off of his career. He could play till he's 38, 40 years old, but we're going to miss him when he's 33 because he hits the Andrew Luck and is done, because the NHL sucks at protecting their stars. They used to be great when they allowed people to have goons on the team and retaliation and stuff. The games were 1-2, 2-3, and they were boring. That's true. That Pittsburgh Boston game the other night ended up like 7-5. Pittsburgh lost 8-4 today. Eddie was texting me about it. So yeah, like it was like 7-5. Boston ended up winning, and just Pittsburgh just kept coming back. That's what the league wants. They don't give a damn how long these guys are in there, because there's always going to be these up and coming stars. Next guy. Yep. Do we even talk about Sedan anymore? PK. Saddam. What? PK. Subban. Oh, okay. I thought you said Saddam. Did you say Saddam? No, I said Subban. Subban. Okay. Subban. Oh, okay. I don't know what I said. It sounded like you said Saddam. I was like, oh shit, no, we don't talk about him all that much. There ain't much to talk about. Kids don't even know about that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, because we were in school, right? Yeah. You're still in school now. That's getting out of pocket, as the kids would say. I don't even know if that's right. I've never heard. I've heard that's how you pay people out of pocket. But no, we don't really talk about hockey too much because Detroit sucks. That's really why we don't talk too much about hockey. Yeah. But I love you, Joe. If the Panthers doing something? Like, are they impressive? Are they going to make the playoffs? I mean, they've been decent for the last couple of years. Yager, what was it, 2-3 years ago? Yager on crutches took them the distance. So I mean, they're good. They have a surprisingly big fan base around here. I think I'm about an hour and 15 minutes away from the BB&T Center where they play. Right. And yeah, there's a lot of people that come in. I worked at L House, and I work at Duffy's, both sports bars, sports restaurant places. And yeah, a lot of people come in asking for hockey. A lot. Well, if the Panthers make it to the playoffs, I'll cheer for them. And then we'll talk about them. That was terrible. Good thing nobody watches on YouTube. If you do, producing content. All right. So I wanted to bring up a soccer story to you. So Haaland, who you probably don't know, he plays for Borussia Dortmund. He's one of the best young players. Dortmund, yeah. And he got a yellow card today. And then after the game was over, the ref came and got him to sign his yellow card for the ref, I guess. I guess the ref gets to keep it. It's their card books.
So what do you think about that? I mean, might as well use your platform, right, to go over there and get a signature when nobody else can.
Oh, I love it. Could you imagine whenever Tebow did the gator jump on dude walking off and they threw the flag on him? If that back judge walked up after the game, be like, "Hey, bro, could you put Philippians 4:13 and sign it for me?" Like, one, he would probably do it because
He
he's
definitely would do
humble
it.
enough to do it. But yeah, like, and that's probably why that guy did. He probably thought it was funny. Like, bro, you threw me a yellow, like, and you want me to sign it? Yeah, why not? And I'm sure the league will have something to say about it because you don't play favorites. And
Right.
that guy shown publicly that, hey, I
He was
really
like
like this guy. So yeah, that could definitely be some sort of favoritism.
I remember there was a
there.
ref back in the day that I think it was when he played for Manchester United that took a picture with Cristiano Ronaldo in the middle of the, like, she gave him a card. It was a girl. She gave him a card and then took a selfie, like, while the play. At least this ref waited till after the game was over to go get him to sign the card. I just thought that was funny, man. It was nuts.
And I feel like I don't feel like anything should happen because I know what's his name? Hockley?
Yeah, Ed Hockley.
Swole dude. Like, he loves him some Brady. He loved him some Peyton Manning. Like, he gets along with these good quarterbacks. And so, I mean, I don't know if that has anything to do with favoritism. Maybe he could be, hey, I respect the guy. He's going to be good.
It's hard not to like people. I mean, that's how it is. But
I mean, and they are in a job. They interact with them all the time.
Exactly.
There's only so many refs that can call these league games and stuff like that. So, yeah, and if these guys are smart as captains of teams and stuff, they're definitely going to scratch the backs of the refs and try to get a rapport with them and get to know them. You see mic'd up all the time in NFL. These quarterbacks these young quarterbacks go and see the main. Hey, what's up, man? I'm Sam Darnold. Hey, what's up, Sam? I've seen you. You're not doing really that good, bro. You suck.
Oh, there it is.
And you kind of suck right now, bro. You might want to go somewhere else where you actually have weapons. You had one of them, but yeah, but now you're in the old South. Maybe that'll be better for you, old white boy.
Yeah, I knew there was something to talk about.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not favorites. It's just respect, I guess. And yeah, I just don't know in today's age if that's the best thing to be coming out.
I'd just wait till I get into the tunnel, which maybe they did. I just saw the headline, but I just thought it was funny. But
real quick.
Yeah.
KD, Michael Rappaport. You want to talk about that or not?
I mean, honestly, there's so much shit coming out about everyone right now, all over the place. A Bucks guy called a guy a gook, which apparently is I don't even remember what culture.
Getting gooked
No,
out?
it's I think it's Asian. Some Asian Vietnamese. I think it's like a Vietnamese thing or something. But
I'm thinking of geeking.
But I think it was gook. That's what the comment section said because they put G*** in the story. And I was like, what the hell is G***? And I had to go look it up because I was like, I want to know what like offensive words. And I think he kind of got a pass because a lot of like whatever culture that's from came out and they were like, I've never even heard of that word before. Like, what are you guys talking about? Now,
see,
with
the thing with me, like with this shit, if the guy says something like that and he doesn't know, he just heard it, kind of like with the Miles Leonard, we already talked about that.
Right.
If you don't really have too much knowledge on it and you're just saying it because you heard it, I can kind of see you maybe getting a little bit of a pass, but you need to know what you did wrong and learn from it. Like, who was it? Julian Edelman was like, hey, bro, I'll take you out. We can go hang out. We'll have dinner with some of my friends. I'll take you to this place, whatever it is, and I'll teach you and show you why that's not right to say. That's cool. Everybody in the world knows you should not be going around as Kevin Durant calling people cocksuckers and saying you're going to spit on them and their wife's this and that. Or I forget too much what he said about his wife.
I didn't read what he said.
It wasn't cool. Like, it really wasn't cool. He was being an asshole. At the end of the day, let's not all be sensitive here. Like, yeah, he called him a cocksucker. I've called random people on video games cocksuckers.
Now, what did Rappaport like leak it out? Because it was a DM,
so
right?
What happened was, he leaked it.
It wasn't just like a comment string, though.
No, it was a DM. Okay. He leaked after KD started talking about Michael Rappaport's wife. He leaked it, and then, or he said something about it, and KD came out saying, yo, we talk about like that all the time with each other. Why are you bugging now, bro? And he's like, nah, we don't ever talk like this. And then he put the pictures. He's like, don't ever speak on my wife's name again. And But yeah, like you're Kevin Durant, that's Michael Rappaport. They're both have like, what's the big three league? Michael Rappaport's the announcer guy that's
the floor guy.
there.
Yeah,
and he shits and giggles with everybody. And but what happened was Rappaport is suing Portnoy at Barstool over something.
Yeah,
so
they have
KD
beef
for some random reason, KD for some random reason decided to take that link and like calling him a bitch and all this stuff, and it was not good.
Yeah, so without getting, again, I didn't read it, and obviously you shouldn't be saying a bunch of stupid shit, especially on the internet, because it sticks around forever. But do you think that anything should be protected? Like DMs are like if me and you were talking on the street, you know, like if it's Myers Leonard where it's more of like an Xbox Live, it's huge. Yeah. I think the guy in Tampa Bay did it on like just a tweet. So if it's something that's public like that, then I think it should be hit a little harder than a DM. Now, again, you shouldn't talk like that just because that's just shitty behavior. But shouldn't private conversations be more protected and less looked down upon?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, people might look at the DMs of more of what you really are. Mm-hmm. Like maybe Myles Leonard was holding back of some of what he was, and that just slipped out. I mean, we don't know who he is when he's behind closed doors. Those DMs, I mean, we all know KD's an asshole, and he's a blabbermouth and likes to talk shit to people all the time and cries a lot. And that's just known. But we didn't know he was saying, next time I see you, I'm going to spit in your face, and talking about people's wives. And like, if I just told somebody I was going to spit in their face, I'm going to go to jail for attempted assault. And,
well, you'd get assaulted for one thing.
Well, yeah, probably, but go to jail for attempted assault, a threatening, get a couple of misdemeanors, and probably go to jail. But he got slapped with a $50,000 fine, and it's no harm, no foul, really, at the end of the day, because he's one of the top 3 stars in the league. And I just feel like there's not really anything to learn for him. Like, you're a POS at the end of the day, and you just need to stop talking. But like I tell my kids, I'm grown. Until I was 18, I said yes sir, no ma'am. Didn't say anything else. I went to school. I did what I had to do. It doesn't matter. If your role model's Linkin Park or Limp Bizkit and they have tattoos and piercing in their nose, when you're 18 years old, go for it. If you want to call somebody a cocksucker on Twitter, go for it. But that's going to be when you're 18. So I don't feel like this whole, oh, you're a big figure in the youth and all this stuff. No, that's on you as a parent to let them know, hey, these guys in sports make millions of dollars, and they can kind of say a lot more than you can because I make $65,000 a year. Your mom makes $65,000 a year, and we don't make enough for you to be calling people cocksuckers.
Well, I don't think it has to, like, Kevin Durant's not asking to be your role model. Like, I don't think it's on him to be a good person. He just needs to understand the consequences if you're a bad person, like if you're a douchebag. And we already knew he was with all his burner accounts from a few years back when he was on the Warriors or whatever. He's just an idiot, and he says a lot of stupid shit on the internet that he needs to chill with. But it seems very clear that you're allowed to do anything you want as long as you don't say like a racial slur or a transphobic slur. Those seem to be the two that are hot button right now. If this were 10 years ago, cocksucker would have gotten him probably out of the league, you know, but they've shifted towards, as long as you don't say a racial or like a sexual orientation, which cocksucker is close, but I guess you don't have to be gay to suck dick.
Oh, if Rappaport definitely liked men, KD would be out of the league right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
1,000%. 1,000%. So, I mean, I just don't, if they're going to they didn't throw Myles Leonard out of the league. It's just one of those, he has a salty reputation now. Nobody's going to want to pick it up. Kind of like, I don't want to compare it to Ray Rice, but nobody's going to hire Ray Rice back then after that incident occurred because.
Well, Antonio Brown, even like that type of stuff.
I mean, and Myles Leonard, he's worked hard. He's a blue collar guy, and he'll probably be able to work his way around, get overseas. And hey, maybe he'll end up over in Greece or something and really learn about a lot of shit that they deal with on a daily basis. And
he'll turn his life around. In Greece?
Not, but just in that area. I don't know if there's if Jerusalem's hanging out with a JBA over there.
Israel. He can play in Israel.
Yeah, but just anywhere in that area for him to be able to learn and really grow as a person, I could definitely see even as soon as a year or two from now back in the league. But he's way, way, way too talented to go into the G League and try to work his way back up. I think it would be better for him. But I don't like, they need to set something in stone. If you say dumb shit, it comes out that you said dumb shit. We're going to put you in some kind of program to where you do this, this, and that.
Right.
You're not, we're the NBA. You play sports. You're not the president. You're not a senator.
The league didn't kick Myers Leonard out. He's just not Kevin Durant's skill level. So like the standard is there. NBA did not say like Myers Leonard can't play basketball anymore. Because if they did that, they
slapped them both with the same fine.
Yeah, if they did that to him and then allowed KD to keep playing, then that'd be a problem. But it's their skill that allows them to keep playing, and whether you like it or you dislike it, it is what it is, man. And then like that's how sports big time because it's a meritocracy. Other jobs, your character matters a little bit more, but when you're in sports or when you're in something that it matters how good you do to get the pay that you're going to get. Then really at the end of the day, if you're good, that's all that matters. Yeah. So it's kind of sad, but there's no way around that.
Yeah, I agree. I just kind of wanted to talk about it so I could call Katie a POS and a little bitch.
He's just a douchebag. He's an idiot. Like
he's a baby. He's the most sensitive baby in the world. I can imagine him being at the party, always hanging out. Me and you talk so much shit to each other. The people around us will start getting uncomfortable. Be like, guys, we're good. We're just playing around.
Yeah, right.
This is us. And people, but I feel like he's the one. If he saw us, he'd be like, you guys, y'all need to, you little punk ass. We're like, bro, what do you even? Where are you coming from? That's KD in a nutshell.
And he will just like DM people back that he doesn't even know. Like I could DM him, and if he somehow reads it and gets like,
I tried being kind of sarcastic to him.
To get him to respond
to me.
It's unbelievable.
Because he said something. He's like, "Oh, because you follow me, you think you know me, bro?" Just some random person.
Yeah.
So I had already DM'd him, and I was like, "Since I DM'd you, can I put on the podcast that we had contact with each other, bro?"
Right? Like, and I don't know. Just don't read your comments, dude. Don't go read. Lock your DMs. Turn those bitches off. Hire somebody to run your social media. Do something.
It's crazy. A lot of these rookies coming into the league know to do that, and he hasn't learned that yet. How are you drinking that stuff, dude?
Look how big this bitch is.
It was full when you sent me a picture.
It was brand new when I sent you a picture.
What does that stuff do for you? Just like cleanse you?
Your gut health, bro.
Y'all do some weird stuff over there. So this lady came into work the other day, and she asked for a watermelon margarita. Spicy.
Mm-hmm.
So I went up to because I was a bartender at a barbecue joint. So I go up to the bartender. I'm like, Jess, you ever done a spicy watermelon margarita? She was like, how would I even do that? I was like, I don't know. Do we have any jalapeno bitters? She was like, no. I was like, what about our jalapenos? Like the juice. She's like, we have pickled jalapenos. I was like, yeah, no. So I went and asked the lady. I was like, by chance, do you know how that they make a spicy margarita for you wherever you've had it done before?
Right.
She was like, oh, they do it all the time in California. I was like, and you guys also eat avocado toast. So how do you guys do it? And she started dying laughing. She's probably about like 35, 40 years old.
Nice.
And started dying laughing. And she's like, well, they usually have a bitter, like a jalapeno or horseradish bitter or something. I was like, yeah, we don't carry jalapeno bitters, and our jalapenos are pickled. She's like, oh, thank you for not doing that. I'll just take the watermelon margarita. Gross. But I was like, what in the world you're drinking this sriracha juice looking ass stuff?
This is not. This is tangy. This is like sour. So it's basically just tea, right? But they put a live like thing in it, or a lot of. They're microscopic. You can't see them, but they're like actual like bacteria and shit, and it makes it. They ferment it, and so it gets all bubbly and weird. But it helps out your gut. Good stuff.
All right. Anyways, so Sam Darnold got traded to the Carolina Panthers.
Yes.
Seems like the Jets really didn't get too much for it. What was it? A second
rounder and a third rounder or something.
It was a
third
round
rounder
this year,
and then a second, a fourth next year.
a second and a fourth next year. Yeah. So really not too much. They could have definitely got much more for him right after they traded him.
Right.
But yeah, he has the second lowest QBR in the league since getting drafted. But a lot of people say he didn't really have a shot. Adam Gase, we all know, is
he might not have a shot in Carolina, dude.
That's what I'm getting to. Yeah, he does have DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson on the outside, and then that young going to a second-year stud in the slot. And then, we have hopefully a healthy CMC coming back this year. So he's going to have a lot of weapons. And I don't know if Matt Rule is what people thought he was. Teddy Bridgewater isn't a bad quarterback.
Right.
I feel like he's able to do just as much as Sam Darnold is, and he's more proven in the league than Sam Darnold is. So I don't know that they're getting a step up. Right whenever they came out saying that they were trading for Sam Darnold, they came in the same report saying that they were going to move on from Teddy Bridgewater, whatever facet that is. I don't know. It stinks for Teddy B because he showed in Minnesota, he showed in New Orleans, he can win games. Right. He's not going to win games. He's not going to go on to get traded to the Jaguars right now and make them a 10 and now 17. We can talk about that dumb shit too.
Yeah, right.
But it's not going to make them a 10 and 17 right off rip like Trevor Lawrence probably can.
Right.
And it just stinks for him because I don't really see Carolina being better than now a 8 and 9 team, which that just sounds so bad. 8 and 9.
I think they just didn't want there to be like a 8 and 8 anymore. It's crazy.
No. So what you would think is that, all right, they added a 17th game in this year. So they get one extra week of revenue.
Right.
No, this is going to help them with TV deals. This is going to help them with stadium contracts, just with the whole, this adds on a whole new thing for stadiums being able to, hey, Bud Light, you're going to have to be on for an extra length of time now.
Yeah, but the thing is only 16 teams are going to get 9 home games. The other 16 teams are getting 9 away games.
Well, they still share TV revenue and all that stuff. And
yeah, that's true. There's revenue
and
sharing.
The beer deals and all that shit gets siphoned around. So, like, what was it last year? Each team got, like, 300 million or 200 million?
I don't know the numbers.
Or something like that. Expect that number to go up mightily. And the reason you see a lot of these contracts in a couple years turn into bonuses this year is because they know and expect this to jump. We're probably not going to have all 32 stadiums at 100%. Oh, yeah, real quick, I did want to shout out the Texas Rangers. 40,000 plus in their stadium. Shout out to them. It did look like, oh, you 8 people know each other. We're going to have you sit with each other. And this 3.5 foot wide chair is enough. It's enough. That's almost 6 foot, right? And then these 7 people know each other and then a chair.
So at the Angels, I looked up the Angels. You can buy up to 6 tickets. So there might have been just a lot of people buying like 6 and 8 ticket packages.
Nice.
It's like package based, at least at the Angel Stadium, it's package based. So you can buy a 2 ticket package, a 4 ticket package, a 6 ticket package at Angels.
Nice. So. But yeah, it's going to be a lot more, like $500 million more towards the NFL just for that extra game to go on, because now you have another week in London. It's just so much that's going to add on. No, I'm still here. My internet just sucks for some reason.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so it's just so much more to add to it. And a lot of these guys don't really care for it. Their contracts aren't going to change too much for the most part unless they are a quarterback.
Right.
The best cornerback in the league.
But I mean, the Players Association voted for it, so somebody wanted it.
This is what happened. We're not going to drug test you on marijuana. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. In the same clause, we're going to add a game in.
It was one of those political things.
And we reported on it last year when these guys were leaving. Is it Marquise? That was one of the heads. He went right to Twitter or Instagram or whichever one it was in his Jeep leaving the NFLPA meeting saying this is a bunch of bullshit. We got a lot of sellouts. Like, I don't know what the hell happened, but this is a bunch of bullshit. And then the next day, bam, look at this new and approved NFLPE contract agreement. And we're all like, that 17th game is really happening?
Right.
In like 2 years, we might have an 18th game? what the hell did they agree to? And then we come and find out really the only difference is like a 3% boost and salary for the majority of the players, and we're not going to drug test for marijuana anymore.
Yeah, and a 3% boost to salary is nothing because these owners are going to be getting 12 to 15% boost probably.
And a lot of these guys, like, yeah, we hear about the Green Bay lineman who's getting like 30 million and a year for the next 3 years or something ridiculous. Like everybody else is making, what's the average for non-quarterbacks? It's like 6, and that's saying a hell of a lot because majority of people are special teams. A good 20 players on the team are special teams, and they're making like $200,000 minimums.
Right.
And it's just crazy because these owners are going to be in the pocket with a lot more and not giving anything out of pocket.
Right. So did anybody call Ricky Williams? Did anybody ask Ricky Williams if he can still run a football? Because
isn't he like 60 years old now?
This is his time to shine.
Whenever his 30 for 30 came out in 2010, he looked really rough.
He got drug tested and forgot that he was supposed to not smoke weed because he was high on weed or whatever. It's like
this is my time to shine. I'm down, but I'm broken. My ears are broke.
I don't have discipline. That's my problem. Working out is no fun for me. I'll go to the games, but I don't want to work out.
Yeah, that's my thing. I was actually thinking about that the other day. Like with video games, I don't like to toy around with loadouts. I just jump into games. I don't care about my car on crossout. I just want, all right, let's attach some guns and get to it. I'm not worried about the process. I want the end result. I want the dubs.
Yeah. I just started an F1 game last night, and you have to go through like these practice races. I'm like, skip, and then just go to the race. Fuck, I don't care.
I think I downloaded that game a couple months ago. Nice. Is it on the I'm not going to shout them out, but the pass?
Yeah, the free pass.
Yeah. So I didn't. Yeah, I was like, nope, uninstall. I didn't know you could skip.
It's fun. Yeah, I just go straight to the race. I'm like, fuck, I don't care.
And then I downloaded the motorcycle game, and I was like, yep, nope.
I thought about that, and I was like,
can't drive a motorcycle at 200 miles an hour.
Right, that sounds hard. All right, so the last thing let's talk about is the Masters. Just in case anybody that's stuck around us this long wants to watch golf, the Masters are coming up. I think it's this weekend, right? Starting this weekend. So do you have favorites? Do you want Bryson DeChambeau to come back in and then just start cracking?
It's a good course for it.
That's what they said last year, and he came in like 20th.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year it was wet or some shit. They kept saying it was wet, and his drives weren't because he'll usually hit at 340 and end up at fucking 400.
Right.
And he was ending up at 345.
Well, he's second on the betting odds right now. Only Dustin Johnson, of course, my guy, is ahead of him. But Dustin Johnson does not win the Masters.
Jordan Spieth won a couple years ago, didn't he?
Yeah. Dustin Johnson doesn't win majors. He wins every other tournament to stay at number one. So I don't think I would throw my money on him.
You got a nice little DJ beard going too.
Yeah.
You just look like everybody.
So I'm going to look at these odds right now, and I'm going to pick somebody just to have it out there on record. I think that, oh man, these people, I don't even know.
Who's at plus 420?
Nobody. Plus 900 is Dustin Johnson. He's the best one.
Who's at minus 420?
No. There are no minuses.
Damn, plus 900 is the best one?
Yeah, but there's like 300 people that go to the golf tournament.
I can't wait to start betting. Ooh, that's going to be my love. Golf?
I'm going to pick Xander Schauffele.
Everywhere.
Xander Schauffele is going to be my guy. He's at plus 2,200. So put 100 down. You're going to win $2,000.
Is anybody near plus 1840?
Rory McIlroy.
Lock it in.
All right, so Rory McIlroy.
Cap.
You got Rory. I got Xander Schauffele, which means neither of them will win.
Yeah, I look like such a bum going to Rory. Like, oh, you just picked the name. Nope, picked the number.
Still's not looking at the odds. Yeah, he just picked the number. I like Dustin Johnson, and yeah, you can say that I picked the names because, yes, I do. and I like Dustin Johnson. So I also like Zach Johnson, and he sucks. So maybe it's just a Johnson thing. Now, my cousin's name is Dustin Johnson. So the first time I saw Dustin Johnson, I was like, oh, shit. And I texted my cousin. I was like, this isn't you, is it? And he was like, bro, you know what I look like. So he was kind of mad. But he was a good athlete.
I got the outro, by the way.
Right. He was a good athlete. So I was like, shit, did he get good at golf all of a sudden? He was a QB at Pedro Menendez, actually. He was pretty good.
Is he Spanish?
No, but he had to learn that shit.
Laughed.
He had to learn. No, he used to talk about how he had to learn Spanish to communicate with his O-line and stuff.
Hell yeah, I remember y'all's fucking soccer games.
But yeah, so they like the audibles would be in Spanish for the line, which probably gave them an advantage over some other teams. But like they would do the line audibles in Spanish, so he had to learn that shit.
I know they fucked with y'all.
Yeah, they did.
Headaches.
But yeah, so it wasn't him, obviously, but it's still Dustin Johnson, which is awesome, and I like him. So hopefully he wins. But if not, Xander Schauffele, because I called him. But I always like watching Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau because they just ram it, and it's awesome. Yeah. All right, I think I'm done. I don't have anything else to talk about. We can bet on Call of Duty League, apparently.
I could for my birthday. Now that I'm not working at a job to where I'm the only cook that's available at the times I'm available for, I could go to a UFC event since they're going to be at 100% capacity in Duval County, Florida, Jacksonville. And April 24th, I believe, is the day.
I believe so.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for these crowds getting back. These vaccines kind of seem iffy right now. So we'll see about that. I had a Lyft driver the other day, right when I got in the car. He talked about how he just got back into Lyft for the first time in 6 months because he got his shots done and over with his 2 weeks ago. So he's 4 weeks vaccinated. I was like, cool, please don't have a muscle spasm while you're driving. That'd be great. So yeah, man, crazy world we're living in, but everybody is down to wear a mask if they can be entertained. That's what we did when we went and saw Tom Segura. Yeah. That's what we're going to do when we go and see Bert Kreischer. And that's what seems to be the way the world is moving into, which I'm down for because I don't mind doing this.
Yeah, I'm down
you motherfucking piece of shit.
It's good, bro.
No problem. So while I'm serving, it's great because I can sit there and smile and laugh under my mask and they have no idea what I'm mouthing to them underneath my breath. It's great. But if corporate's watching, I'm just kidding. I don't ever do that. I love all my guests. But yeah, shout out to UFC. But what I wanted to end with is a guy who does not like the point A to point B. He loves the in-between. He loves the hard work. This is a guy I grew up with, Garrett Scantling. Shouted him out, I think, right when I got on the podcast. He was trying out for the Olympics, and he came in fourth, the top three go into it for the decathlon and track and field and shit. And he came in fourth by, I think, 20 points, which is 20 seconds in any given event, or 20 inches, I think, in the shot put and all that stuff that they do. So literally by this much, he missed it. Well, he's back at it on the grind. I see it all the time on Facebook and his Instagram. When the only time I ever go to Instagram, I'm not even going to talk about that. It's whenever I go in to get my medicine and look for cells. But yeah, I see his Instagram. He's always grinding, training, doing indoor and outdoor activities. It's awesome. Arkansas, I guess he's helping coach at Georgia, and while he's there, he's working out, and everybody's opening up their facilities to him. I mean, he is definitely a legend at Georgia for track and field and in the SEC. He holds a couple records, I think, but he's on the grind. He's fighting to go to the Olympics. We ain't going to have any Major League Soccer in the men's force, but we might have some Garrett Scantling, and shout out to Garrett. He is always on the grind, always looking to improve. I feel like every damn story and picture I see of him has a PB attached to it, which is a personal best. Nice. And when you keep getting personal best, you're one day going to end up probably with a world record. So shout out to him. Be like Garrett Scantling and be a stud, not a scrub.